Okay, hi everyone. So this time we're talking about gradients between 2 points. And what really that means is the gradient of the line connecting 2 points. So if we look at this a3 minus 1, plot this down. So a is 3 and minus 1 down, so there's a, 3 minus 1. And then we had b, which was minus 1, 2. So minus 1's here and 2's up here, so there's b, minus 1, 2, okay? We're looking at the line connecting these 2 points. And the gradient means what happens as each value of x increases. So as you increase x by 1, what happens to your y value? By how much does your y value go up or down? That's what the gradient means, all right? So that's why we say the gradient, grad, or we call it m sometimes, or you might know dy by dx, which you'll find out later, or delta y over delta x. It doesn't matter. For now, I'm just going to call it m because you know from GCSE that y equals mx plus c, where m is your gradient and c is your y-intercept, but we're going to actually kind of get rid of that formula now. I want you to use the y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, which we'll talk about in the next video, right? But where m is your gradient. But my point is, the gradient here is known as the change in y over the change in x. So you're talking about the steepness of your line connecting these 2 points. It has to be y over x, okay? That's where people get stuff wrong. They put x over y and the whole thing just goes to pot, okay? Because you're trying to say for every one increase in x, every unit of increase of x, what happens to your y? How much does that go up or down? So first we need to go, can you see you've got this right angle triangle between these 2 points? So what's happened to our y value? We've gone from 2 to minus 1. So we've actually gone down by 3. Can you see? So on our y value, we've gone minus 3. And then we've gone from minus 1 in our x to 3. So we've gone plus 4 in this direction. So you can see that the gradient, as it's always changing y over change in x, I can see visually that the gradient is minus 3/4. So for every increase in x, my y goes down by 3/4, okay? But we're not going to draw that out every time. We're going to need a formula. And the formula is m equals change in y, so y2 take y1 over x2 take x1. And all you need to do is to decide which is your x1 and which is your y1, okay? So so which coordinate is your x1 and y1 and your x2 and y2? And then just be consistent with it and follow the formula, because you'll see with exactly the same numbers that the formula works in the same way. So if y2 is 2, 2 take, always minus, remember, minus 1, all over minus 1, take 3. So this is 3 over minus 4, so that's minus 3/4. And it is actually what I did when I looked at the coordinates themselves. I did do 1 take the other over 1 take the other. It's just that this way I don't need to draw it out, and I don't need to kind of worry about which one is x1 and y1 and x2 and y2. The most important thing is, once you've said this is x1 and y1, you stick to this formula, okay? You can't switch that around. You can't say y2 minus y1 over x1 minus x2. It won't work because you're building an inconsistency there. You've switched coordinates around, essentially. It needs to match up with that right angle triangle that I just showed you. So, quote the formula. M is y2 take y1 over x2 take x1. Just out of convenience, I'm always going to label this one our x2 y2 and our x1 y1, okay? So just follow the formula. So y2 is minus 1 minus y1 is minus 3 over 4 take 4. So our gradient is minus 1 plus 3 is 2 all over 8, so it's 1/4 simplified down. And remember what that means? For every 1 increase in x, our y will increase by 1/4. Okay, and just like for this example C, so m is 6, I'm just going to do it fast now. So this is y2 take y1 over x2 take x1. So m equals minus 5 over minus 16, which is 5 over 16. So for every one increase of x, our y will increase by 5 over 16.